Yeah, I'll tell in a second, but yeah, they're gonna be really surprised when I find out what happened due to the. I'll just tell them what happened. I'll just tell them what happened because no video today. Why there's no video, Tyler? Well, why? And the biggest reason was due to heat. That's the reason why we didn't do it is because it was too hot. That's why we didn't do it. We were going to, but it just got too damn hot. That's the biggest reason why we didn't do it. Tiff, love you.
Highly flammable. The goods that go in this vehicle, yeah, highly flammable. But they don't need a hell of a lot to ignite the slightest spark. The petrol products, they just go
Hello, guys.
big hole in the ground.
Due to the weather,
Yeah, everywhere.
my video got canceled.
That's the diesel. That's
So
the
yeah,
purple goes for purple.
due to the weather, my videos got canceled today due to the weather.
Yellow goes for yellow.
It's just too damn hot, so maybe next year I'll do it next year. But I'm still doing a video today, so yeah, don't worry about it, guys. So yeah, our video was supposed to do today got canceled.
This could be the last fuel delivery for months.
Okay, we guys hooked up there now, we're ready to fill.
On this trip, a lot of people are relying on Steve.
Today we've got
We're still doing a video
9,500
today.
litres of diesel. We've got 60,000 litres.
So yeah, our video we were supposed to plan to do today got canceled due to the weather. It's too dang hot. It's dangerously hot, so and they canceled it. We canceled our video.
His run will take him into some of the most inaccessible parts of the state. Rugged country, where the last thing any driver needs is rain. But up ahead, looming storm clouds threaten to turn a difficult journey into an impossible one. At a Perth freight depot, tempers are fraying. Husband and wife driving team
Michigan.
and shoot are in the middle of a truckie's nightmare. They've just finished a 2-day non-stop drive, delivering mining supplies to the middle of Western Australia.
These are not cheap. These are expensive.
The weather caused them delays. Instead of resting at home, the bosses told them to turn around and do it all again.
Different jobs that other people, they run it once they joined up, they go home. Not with us.
It's over a 2,000-kilometre return trip to the same place.
Comes out of our time off, yeah, which is a bit of a bummer. Never mind that bloody trucking for anyway.
After a
Store
frustrating
brand.
bus trip, they're home for an easy run. But the
Store
cyclone
brand.
that held them up is still menacing the northwest.
And this time of the year, you've got to deal with cyclones, floods, the cattle, and tides. So you've got to hold on. You have?
We probably won't get home until tomorrow afternoon. wide ones up there in front of us.
Hello.
Start has thrown them into the peak hour.
Never gets better, just gets worse.
Okay. I had special video I was supposed to do today, but due to the heat, we couldn't do it today.
And on the run to Australia's booming mining towns, there's always the chance they'll be sharing the road. With trucks even bigger than they are.
Another variety, another thing is what happens when you get behind time. It don't stop, it just seems to accumulate from there on. One of those dump trucks, mines, I think they said he was 8.5 this way. That's meters I'm talking about there. He's 200 tonne of that thing. If we had been a couple of minutes earlier, we'd have got him back down there.
After a 30-minute wait, Gordo thinks there's just enough room and clear road to squeeze past.
All right up there?
At the edge of the desert of the Malibu Plain, long-distance husband and wife trucking team Mark and Claire Belantho are 8 hours into their weekly cross-continent run from Perth to Melton. A return journey of 7,000 kilometres.
Just over 1,000 k's into it. It's no loop. This stretch road we're on now, it's the 90-mile straight. It's the longest straight stretch of road in Australia. Not a bend, not a corner, not a kick, nothing. During the holidays, you'll see quite a few caravans and cars on the side of the road as well, where they've had accidents or whatever, because, yeah, it's just like nothingness. It's heaps
I had to cancel my video today due to the weather.
Riding with them on every trip is their 16-year-old dog, Roy. While he loves the open road, on this trip, Roy's out of sorts.
They both got me.
The cross-continent run to Melbourne is a 2.5-day slog, virtually non-stop, apart from quick driver changes.
Marcus can have a drive and I can have a rest.
And you hear reports of camels, you really got to keep your eyes open for them. If you hit a fully grown male camel right in the centre, you probably wouldn't be going any further than that. It'll destroy it. It'll just push the bull bar into the grill, into the radiator, the intercooler, and back into the front of the engine, and you'll probably virtually stop where you are.
In far north Queensland, Steve Hughes and his 28,000-litre load of fuel are heading up a mountain pass.
Up and down, pretty up and down sort of going. It's going to be awful hot outside, so we're sitting in here in the aircon. That's the best part of it, the job at times.
Driving such a dangerous cargo, Steve knows only too well what can go wrong.
Every now and again when you see an idiot on the road driving erratically, you think, well, if they come into me, well, it could be all over for everyone involved. And it's not just you and them. If you've got a fully loaded trailer here full of truck with petrol, well, there's going to be a big hole in the ground. And there's going to be people in surrounding areas to get affected by it too, depending on how big the bag is. And you try not to think about it, I guess. Just go along and don't look in the mirrors too much to see what it is behind you.
With over 20 tonnes of fuel on board, Steve's tanker is starting to strain on the steep incline.
We're slow, going uphill.
All he can do is watch, as car after car tries to squeeze past before the overtaking lane ends.
Get a radiant glowing skin in 1 week. Try Aveeno Positively Radiant, clinically proven soy. Aveeno. Things people love.
Bauer Tools give you the confidence to take on challenging home projects. With hundreds of corded and cordless tools and accessories, Bauer is ready to deliver. Whatever you do, do it for less. Only at Harbor Freight.
You know who sells more euros than anyone else in America? Hint, they have a $7 euro meal right now. Answer in 5, 4, 3. It's on Arby's. We have the meat.
Until one driver pushes his luck too far.
It's even again. You are going to stay there.
Dr. Christy Vanderkolk says she expects.
He decided no, he wasn't going to get stuck behind the truck, and I just about looked out the window down on the bonnet of his car as I was changing lanes, and he was still coming until a car came round the corner and forced him to stop and had to drop in behind him. If he's in front of me, I'll let him in, but if they're still coming from behind, well, that's their problem as far as I'm concerned. If they're stupid enough to put themselves out there. But that's the kind of thing you've got to put up with, unfortunately.
That road over there already. Have the distance there to do.
Gorgo and Shoe are 500 kilometres out of Perth, on the road north to Newman, in Western Australia's mining belt. And they're monitoring the sky for signs of a cyclone that's already played havoc with their schedule. Heavy rain has already washed away large chunks of the highway.
The water just lifts the road and the road's given way.
The more vehicles that go over, the more it chops up, the more water's running. And that's why they usually like to try and stop you running through it until the water goes. But if it's going to last for a few days, once it gets down a bit, they let you go because all the mines and towns up north start to run out of food.
Shoe's been sent a video warning them of what the road is like up ahead.
You see how he's coming through? That's what you're up against there.
100 kilometres northwest of Cairns, blinding rain is already making life hard for tanker driver Steve Hughes.
In one corner, it's blue skies. Look in the other corner, it's cloudy. Look at another corner, it's black. Look in another corner, and it's pissing again. So you really just take your chances this time of year when you're out here on these roads. It's the Peninsula Road. As you can see from Cooktown, it's closed all the way to Weipa.
Steve's run will take him deep into the tropical wilderness.
My dad's
The roads become dirt tracks that can disappear underwater in minutes.
The road at the moment is a bit chopped up in places as we go through. If you're going into a hole like that, you hit that at speed, it drops in and picks the back up off the ground and it'll just ride it straight over.
With over 28,000 litres of highly explosive fuel on board, Steve's carrying a potential bomb.
Corrugations become big corrugations, become holes. You can lose a small car in some of them. Water here.
Back on the Nullarbor plain, Mark's in the middle of his favourite part of the journey.
This is what I like to see each week. Driving by, looking out the window of our office building and seeing the Great Southern Ocean there. The edge of Australia is just right down there. Never get sick of looking out there to see that, ever. That's why this will always be the best part of the journey. And if you head directly south from where we are now, approximately 6,619 kilometres, you'll bump into Antarctica.
But in the back of the cabin, Roy isn't enjoying the ride. He's not been himself for most of the journey. Claire's increasingly worried. Out here, there are no vets.
When I picked him up before, it's like he's screeching in pain. No, like we get a bit bruised somewhere. I mean, he's old and
Yeah,
he can't go to Melbourne like he is. Once we get into Adelaide, that's the last chance we've got to make a decision. You know, 'cause he can't travel all the bloody way. And it's not nice when the one person he relies on in his whole universe, I can't help him. And it's a helpless feeling, you know? You don't know if it's serious.
It's backstory drop we've had so far, and while there were many hints that this was meant to be a Ragatha episode, and we did get some confirmations and new insights into her character, you just know I have to talk about Jax first and the crazy little tidbits we got from his story. Particularly the idea that Jax actually had a friend inside the digital circus, who many fans believe is this frog here, who Gooseworks apparently named Finn. Now, episode 5 opened not that different from episode...
How far? Not around here.
With the gang opting for an adventure from the suggestion box instead of one of Kane's torture experiments presented as a video game. This led to an episode where the gang does a bunch of different adventures in a row, speedrunning some fun ideas instead of stretching each out over its own episode. This was actually a little bit disappointing for me, not because any of these sucked, in fact they were all really great. So the real issue I had is that any one of these would have also made a great episode on their own. To be honest, the themed adventures so far haven't been the...
As Gordo and Shu head to the remote north, the road trains get longer and longer. With increased numbers of trailers come increased risks.
Yeah, have a safe one.
And on one of the trailers, something is troubling Shu. One of the loads looks to have shifted. Even worse, something could have fallen off. A lost load could turn a bad trip into a disaster.
This one, the whole lot's ticked. That's what you don't need. You don't have to be done. What's this one like? That is alright. This is a problem. Scotty, the tyres have all come away. The tyres.
chains holding on a brand new 20-ton road roller have also come loose.
And as you can see, I've had to get Gordo out.
They lose a valuable half hour while they secure the load.
Hang on, I'm twisted.
But it's just too dangerous to risk not fixing it.
Any goals to do today?
I always like to make sure that if I get Gordo out of bed, you know, for the right reason. No, he's pretty good that way.
Tanker driver Steve Hughes' first delivery is to a wilderness resort. Without Steve, it would shut down. It's so isolated that he won't be able to go any further than a bush jetty. The fuel gets carried in by barge.
Bluefield, like here's Cutler and Moat, only access here we have is by sea. Our generator this time of the year runs 24/7. Totally reliant on refrigeration, fans to keep the guests cool, and yeah, all of our other bits and pieces that we do need to run here and everything. So the fuel truck can't get through, we basically would shut down, yeah.
Freaking tired will be the best. My luck. I trapped some loose on that same part for the toilets. So obviously the tyres have moved again. Oh, toilets collapsed. Just what we need. You know what I've got to do, don't you? I've got to get Gordo out of bed again. We've got to lift that
A light beer.
It was completely coming.
Light beer.
Hello. I know you're going to hate me, but the gates come right out completely. The whole load's moved. All the tyres have moved. The strapping's come undone. Silence. Look at this. The gates come out. I have to lose weight. I am too fat. Oh, to be a skinny bitch, I'd love it. Hang on. Get a tire up me. Tire up me butt. I know my butt's big, but... I'm going to do this. Why did they put this freaking gate on here where it don't fit? Oh, that one's come undone as well.